the doggone code? I mean, what's really going on? What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. I'm here for my American Horror Story Season 7, Episode 3 review. This is American Horror Story Cult. So let's go ahead and get started. It was a really good episode. This episode, we got to learn a little bit more. And just like I said, he was going to try to do, he trying to get her into the code, honey. He trying to get her into the code with everybody else. We have a couple that's at the therapist's office. They're there because the woman has a phobia. This phobia is of coffins. So whatever is going on with her, she has a dream at night and she's about to have sex with her husband, but then she finds herself in a coffin. But this time she's had the dream, she woke up, everything was all good, she was still with her husband. So the therapist goes through this long thing about how she got over the phobias and walks us through every single step. Like, I thought that was a little unnecessary, but I feel like it was just demonstrating how like crazy he is and how much he's into this type of thing. He feels like she's cured and they're all happy about it. So her and her husband go home. When they get home, they about to get it popping. He said he going in the room, so he goes into the room. We don't hear from him. She goes in there to follow him, only to find that there are two coffins in there. The clown posse comes out. They put both of them in the coffin. They're screaming and yelling, and they lock it up. So this is our opening scene. Clown posse is on it. So I think they did all of this to demonstrate to us that the doctor knows what's going on, or he's a part of the cult, or some type of way he's tied in with this, because the only people that would know she had those phobias are either people who grew up with her, her doctor, her father. So, I mean, her doctor, her husband. The doctor is obviously part of this cult clan, whatever these people got going on. The police, white-haired police officer comes to the house, and he says that, you know, Allie, even though she shot and killed Pedro in front of her son, I thought he was just shot in the shoulder, y'all, but he out of there, okay? He was dead to the front step. He says, don't worry about it, it's just all good, honey, because you are a white woman, honey, and today, all you got to do is say, I stood my ground. So that's all she did, was stand her ground, and he said he was already a suspect in the case. You see how they shading him, how they make him into a criminal. He's not even a criminal. He's an American citizen who was doing his job. He wasn't doing nothing but what Ivy told him to do, but they're making him into a criminal because she was scared. He said she's all good. She's not going to go to jail. So her and Ivy go to work. There's backlash at the restaurant. There's protesters outside. They not feeling it. Allie says that she's going to go home. Ivy says she has to go to work. Right after Ivy leaves, you know, she's getting in the car, and right as she's getting ready to drive away, Kai approaches her. And Kai basically says, you know, these people there, you know, going to shut down your business. Basically, in a nutshell, he says, I'm going to take care of you. It's going to be all right. Trust me, your trusty friend. Now, last week, he was just terrorizing her, but this week, now he's going to take care of her. Do you see how he's creating these circumstances to indoctrinate her into this cult or whatever he has going on? And it seems as if this is his pattern, because he's done this with the other people that we're going to find out about later on in the episode. So she goes home. So when she gets home, y'all, this part of the show was so crazy to me. The reason why these parts are so ridiculous, these lines are so crazy, is because they're poking fun at everybody. They're poking fun at liberals, conservatives, you know, progressives and independents. Everybody is getting poked fun at. So the neighbors come across the street, they're very upset because the husband has taken an Ancestry.com or 23andMe test and found out that he is 10% Mexican. Y'all, they will have sombreros on, and they're attacking her for killing a Mexican man or a Hispanic man. He's not even Mexican, Mexican American, I guess you could say, or a Hispanic man, and her white privilege, and saying that she's using her white privilege, but they are culturally appropriating because they're wearing sombreros. They're throwing Taco Bell coupons. Taco Bell don't even have coupons. Hello. Talking about she's a racist and do she think it's okay to kill people of color and yada, yada, yada. They're whole people of color rant. So if you didn't catch that, that was a poke at how when liberals go on a rampage, they do ostracize people. They do get people fired from their job. They do make people live out of the neighborhood, all because you might have said something racist, or you might be out the way, or you might say something crazy. How, you know, the mob mentality can go both ways. And just because, you know, because I consider myself to be a liberal, I have some conservative views, but I also have some liberal views as well. So, you know, sometimes we do go off on a deep end where somebody can make a mistake and maybe they can't ever, you know, get forgiven for that mistake. Or, you know, once they say the wrong thing, it's like your whole world gonna fall apart, your life gonna fall apart. So they're like, we don't want you in our neighborhood and you need to get out, you're a racist and everything. So this is continually setting up the circumstances where she feels like she's being ostracized by the people that she thought was her part of her community, pushing her to the right, basically, or pushing her towards Kai, because we don't know if he right, left, or just chaos like the Joker child at this point, okay? Adina, I forgot to say, at the restaurant, Adina Porter, I don't know her name on the show, but she's playing playing the reporter, and she is hilarious. She called her the white or the lesbian John Zimmerman, or is it John? Whatever, Zimmerman. She called him the lesbian Zimmerman. Some people were offended by that comment, but I mean, you know, it was trying to be funny, and it might be a little too soon to be making Trayvon Martin jokes because he was a child and he did not walk into nobody's house. Okay, he was walking down the street minding his business, but that's a whole nother story. I'm not mad about it because if you watch any of Ryan Murphy shows, he makes crude jokes sometimes borderline racist jokes, but they're funny, but they are borderline racist. We make jokes about other people all the time, so I can't get that upset. Well, I can because it's a little boy's life, and maybe we shouldn't be joking about that type of thing or that situation or whatever. But, you know, they did it and it's done. There's no need for me to make a big stink about it. It is what it is, I guess. So they made that little point and that wasn't cute. But, you know, we're going to keep it moving. So basically, Kai is baiting her. Whereas maybe this happens to some people naturally. Maybe, I don't know. He's creating these circumstances to pull her in the direction that he wants her to go. Okay, so now the couple has been found. It's on the news. They're wondering, is it a serial killer? Because the smiley face was on the wall as well. So Willow comes back into the house. And at this point, why are y'all keeping Willow on? Like, I'm trying to figure out why Willow still got a job. She pleased her case. She was scared. You know, she shouldn't have left, yada, yada, yada. But then she says, well, there's a dude in the living room. What dude? Well, he responding to an ad that y'all put out. I let him in if that's okay. Girl, why are you letting people into the house when you're just about to beg to get your job back, girl? Like, how does that happen, girl? I don't understand her Willow character and why they keep her on. This is just lead me to believe that Ivy is a part of that cult, because if you notice, don't nothing happen till Ivy gone. Ivy cool and calm about everything. Now, don't get me wrong, Allie is, you know, she off the deep end, but at the same time, it's some validity to what she's saying. Y'all saw the smiley face on the wall, the little boys. I mean, I don't like Ivy. I don't like her at all. So I think she low-key in on it, okay? I think she in the thing, too. Because after Willow let somebody in my house again, girl, she would have been gone. So they go to the living room. It's a naked man in the middle of the living room, child, about to do it to himself, talking about the ad said, don't, you know, call, don't do nothing, just show up and come to the house. So they kicked the man out the house after he, you know, was like, you just become, you know, he was about to get it in, you know, but they got him on out of the house, and they figured out that somebody has put an ad on Craigslist or some type of list, you know, where you can come to, people can come to their house and it has their address on it. Of course, they think it's the neighbors, okay? Allie is really pissed, and she's really thinking the neighbors are out to get her at this point. So she calls her therapist, and child, when he was on the phone with her, he was playing with them smiley faces. Further lead me to believe that he is a part of the cult too. He didn't give a damn, okay? He was looking at her like, he was looking at the phone like, girl, I'm over this and I am tired of you. It sounded like he was just saying stuff that you're supposed to say. Basically, he says that she needs to go to an inpatient facility to talk to, you know, for a few weeks because everything is going wrong, and he wants to make sure she's safe and everybody around her safe. She says no. She's going to talk to the protesters today because she's one of them. This her people, and she know how they feel and why they feel that way. So he tells her not to because people be projecting their own stuff onto you, but she says no. So she pulls up to the protesters. She starts getting all crazy because they start surrounding her car and they're yelling and screaming at her. So she started calling them MFers. Like, Allie is low-key like racist. No lie, y'all. She low-key racist, because my thing is, it took her like 0.2 seconds before she started calling them MFers and get away from her car, but you was just like, oh, this is my people. Like, first of all, why would you drive up into a crowd of protesters? Why wouldn't you park your car across the street and walk over there and talk to them? Like, why wouldn't you do that, girl? They ain't gonna beat you down in the street or nothing, but hell, they might be in the cult too, because Kai came out of nowhere like Jesus. The light appeared and he just came on through and everybody just walked away. So I was like, girl, so is everybody in the cult? Like, everybody? The people on the street? Like, everybody a part of it? Because my thing is, why would they all just walk away unless they a part of the cult? He walked up to her, girl, told her something like, Jesus saves. You know that Jesus saves. I'll save you. I'll take care of you. I told you, right? Because I'm with you as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. It was something like that, and he walked away from her, and she was looking at him like he was Santa Claus, and I was just over it, child. I'm like, girl, I cannot. Okay, with her. I cannot with Allie. She is the most aggravating character probably ever in the history of American Horror Story. Like, I know that Sarah Paulson is tired of running around screaming and damn crying on every episode. She's getting on my nerves. She's getting on your nerves. She's getting on everybody's nerves. I can't. I really hope that somebody figure out that she's not all the way crazy before I get tired of watching this show. I can't take too much more of her running around and screaming. It's so annoying. Woo! It's annoying. Jesus! She goes home and finds that the neighbors have bought Oz a pet hamster. They are allergic to dander or whatever, so they tell him he can't keep it. And, you know, they go back and forth with him. And basically she says, listen, you need to say your goodbyes, you know, because you know you can't keep him. That's why they gave it to you, so you could turn him against me or whatever. So he was like, I wish I could say my goodbyes to you. I said, ooh, girl, I know it hurt. Girl, I know it hurt. Oh my God, it hurt. I know it hurt your soul. She calls the neighbors and she tells them that you bought this thing just because you knew I wouldn't let him keep it, and you trying to drive a wedge between us, but it's not gonna work, honey. And let me tell you something, that husband and that wife read her for filth. Okay, like I felt bad for her because he read the shit out of her. He basically said, girl, he need a male over there in his life. He's surrounded by too much white privilege and estrogen. And then they gave the phone to the mama and she said something else. I can't even remember what she said. Not the mama. What's her name? Madison Meadow. They gave the phone to Meadow and Meadow said something else. And catch this, T, the police officer was sitting right there next to them in a chair and he was smiling at the husband, child. I said, wait a minute. I knew he was in the coat, child. I know it. They hang up on her, okay, because they ain't got time. They read her, hang up on her, and she looks out the window and sees a chemical truck coming down the street, spraying the street. Allie runs into the street. Why? This scene was so stupid to me. When she ran into the street and was like, who are you? What chemicals are you spraying on our street? I demand to hear your supervisor. Girl, that is the most white woman thing you could have ever said is I demand to see your supervisor. Girl, the people damn near ran her over. Allie, you tried it. Why did y'all do that? That was just dumb. Kai and Meadow. Now we see that Meadow and neighbor, because we already knew they was probably in the cult. They in it, so Kai and Meadow do the pinky thing. Y'all, when she made that joke about Sonya from Real Housewives of New York, that was funny to me. That I think that Sonya from Real Housewives of New York has really a bad drinking problem. And he slapped the dog shit out of her. My God. He slapped some sense back into her. So he said, you really mad because you're childish, you ain't got no man, you think you ain't never gonna be loved, you think you're never gonna do it again. And she said, yeah, you all right. And she said, I think my husband don't love me or whatever. And he said, well, I can see why you aggravating as hell or whatever. She was like, he got a friend, they be talking about me. And he said, well, girl, this is what you do. You just blame stuff on everybody. This was funny to me too, because this is a poke at conservatives, right? Because no matter what happens with them, they always blame it on Obama. They blame it on Obama. They blame it on the Democrats because the Democrats don't want to work with them. They blame it on whoever they can blame it on, child. They never take responsibility for whatever it is that they're trying to do that they can't do or they did wrong. This is a poke at them. Blame it on everybody else, okay? Nothing is your fault. Make the world wrong. There you have it, people. So family goes to dinner. Oz apologizes for how he acted. They have a nice little time. They go home only to find the smiley faces on the door. Oz is scared as hell. I'm scared. They go inside the house to find that somebody has microwaved the guinea pig. My God, what happened? Jesus, they done did a Fatal Attraction, but not in the boiling pot, in the microwave. Fatal Attraction 2017. If Allie is pissed, you go across the street, she punches the neighbor. Once again, Oz is there again. I forgot who that was that commented last week and said that Willow brought Oz to the neighbor's house and that's why they were mad. Furthermore, why Willow should not have a job of bringing Oz again across the street. She punches the neighbor. She threatens them, basically accuses them of doing all this stuff, putting out the ad, all those things, and says that they have a smiley face on the house, and them painting the smiley face on the house, and they like, wait a minute, girl, we ain't put no smiley face on your house, we ain't do none of that, we don't know what you're talking about. She's like, well, I don't know what happened, but if you come to my house around my child on my property again, I will kill both of you. So now she has threatened to kill them. So this is not gonna bode well if they turn out dead, if they end up dead, right? That's what I'm thinking in my mind. So when they leaving out the house, they see the clown on the side of their house, okay, of the neighbor's house. And they're like, should we tell her? Should we tell them? No, they probably painted it themselves. Okay, well, this is crazy. Allie touches the smiley face, like to see if it was blood or paint or whatever. So I think that her touching that is they're gonna find her fingerprints and think she has something to do with it later on. But that's just my own personal theory. So I forgot the neighbor was like, y'all marked by the killer or whatever. So Allie and Ivy argue about this after they leave. She said, Ivy is saying this is affecting our child. You know, I done accepted all of this stuff, but this is too much. Like, I can't handle this or whatever. So once again, Allie sees the truck. Allie she runs across the street. She starts fighting the people, you know, in the truck. I'm like, girl, what are you doing, girl? You are doing the most. I don't know what chemical they sprayed, and I know earlier in the episode they had like something happened to their yard. I guess where they sprayed before and something, you know, has happened to all the, you know, the greenery or whatever they have. It's all gone, or it's something, the yard was really messed up. So anyway, she pulls the mask off the dude this time, and then she sees that the clown face child, and she just passed out. I'm like, child, you be doing all of this and don't do nothing but pass out. Girl, Addie be wearing me low. Kaya's doing the pinky thing with the husband. He says he regrets his marriage. He says that he wants his wife dead. Okay, they said some other things too, but that's really not important. Those are the two most important things. Allie starts connecting the dots for the white-haired police officer. We all know he don't care no ways. He asks Ivy, is she crazy? And Ivy doesn't say anything. She blames the neighbors, but he tells them that the smiley face is authentic and he wants to have surveillance. Now, we all know the surveillance is going to be some more folks, child, from the code. They just going to mess her all up. I don't know exactly why they're targeting Allie specifically, but I would like to know that, and I hope that we find that out, because why are they picking on her specifically? Oz, they run upstairs because Oz has a problem. His computer is stuck. He can't get it to turn off. What's going on? What's going on, Oz? Well, what's going on is that he is watching a video. They open up the computer and they see the video of Willow and Allie in a tub together right before the lights went out on the last episode. So they had a camera in there. Allie is screaming about somebody has a camera on us, blah, blah, blah. And you know, Ivy is pissed like, girl, you cheated on me, girl, woo, woo. But that's another reason I think Allie a part of it, because Ivy is a part of it because she don't even care about somebody having cameras in your house. Yeah, I mean, you know, she was cheating. You should be mad about that too. But somebody had cameras in your house. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's interesting to me. She said she leaving with the baby. She getting her stuff together. Oz, come on, let's go. You know, and all of a sudden the police, you know, they arguing with each other. The police like, it's all good. Is everything cool? All of a sudden we hear across the street, the neighbor is screaming and hollering and yelling, get on my level, you need to get on my level. When they was telling him to calm down, he was screaming, hollering, yelling, talking about he just woke up and all he felt was blood and wet all over him. Where's Meadow? And then they're outside now, the neighbors. And so he's like, you're the murderer. So they tackle him. They put him in the car. And then they realize they don't know where Oz is. Finally realize that he is at the neighbor's house. He has run into the neighbor's house, and they see the clown sign on the wall in their house, and the show goes off. So that's all I have. Like I said, I thought it was a pretty good episode. It gave us a little bit more information. Like I said, I wanted to know why they are targeting Allie. Why are they just targeting her? What is the specific reason? And who is in the cult, child? Is everybody in it? I need to know. I want to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends. All right, I'll see y'all next week. Peace.